We're talking about early 50s. Mid-50s I emigrated, but before that, my oldest brother came to Canada in 1951. He was the first one of my immediate family to come. And in those days you had to be sponsored to come. You just couldn't get up and go. And my father had a cousin in Lake Cowichan on Vancouver Island. And my oldest brother knew my father's cousin because we grew up together in Italy on a farm and that. So in 1955 in December, I'm on my way to Canada. So that's how I came about to coming to Canada. So got on a boat. First stop was Palermo in Sicily, overnight, next day. Then we stopped in Gibraltar, next 2 days to Gibraltar. And then 8 days across the Atlantic to Halifax. So that was fun. This is an immigrant ship now. It's not a cruise ship, but it had all those facilities, of course. And I remember in the middle of the Atlantic, the storms were so severe. Make a long story short, we across the Atlantic. We landed in Halifax on 21st of December, 1955. We embarked on the 8th, 9th or 10th, something like that. It was about 10 days. Boy, what an experience the embarkation is. Here, people, ball-to-wall people all over the place. They're trying to organize you, and you got to go through the customs and all that. And again, I was on my own. So I'm dragging all this stuff, by myself. There's no porters, nobody to help you. You're on your own, right? And there's a huge lineup to go through the customs. Well, and look at the custom people doing their things, You had to go open the luggage to see what was in there. You're not allowed to bring food. While I'm doing that, I see what the customs are doing. They have a piece of chalk, and when the guys have gone through, they put an X on the luggage and you can go through. Oh, he says, that's easy to do. I go grab a piece of chalk, I put the X on my luggage and I go through, and nobody says anything. So anyway, I get to the train, and everybody knows the story. They needed my money to pay the ticket, the full ticket. So as we settle in, the conductor comes along and he sees my ticket. Everything's okay, and he happened to be a good, real nice guy, really friendly conductor. He said, "I hear you don't have any money." I said, "Yeah, I just paid the rest of the ticket." I let him understand that, and he says, "But I hear you play the accordion." Yeah, I play the accordion. He said, "Well, don't worry." He says, "You come with me, and you get your accordion out." And every day for about 2 or 3 hours, we go up and down the train. It was a huge train. I play the accordion, and he passes his hat around. The conductor. This is the conductor. I mean, I couldn't believe it. So everybody gets to know me. There's a restaurant on the train. I could go to the restaurant and make myself something to eat. No, everybody says, "Oh, I got a free hand at everything." I love it. This is Canada. I said, "Oh, wow." So no, everything's well that ends well, I guess. It was fine. But it was quite a good experience, a very positive experience for me. Obviously, I thought, "Oh wow, this is Canada." The only word I knew was yes. Didn't know any English. So the first thing, of course, the next day after Christmas holidays over. So when the schools reopen, I go to the school and register myself. My dad had to work, and my brother worked, and my sister-in-law didn't speak much English anyway because she'd only been here a year. And so I still remember going to school, and I asked, there was an elementary school and a high school very close to each other, and somebody pointed me to the elementary school because I was so small, I guess. So I still remember the first day somebody said, "How old are you?" And they asked me, made me understand that, what my age was. So I didn't know how to say 14, so I, fingers. He said, "No, he's not 14. He looks about 8. So at the grade 4 class I go. So I'm here with these little kids, course, I'm little too, but I'm not little mentally, right? Anyway, so it took about 3 months before I became fairly fluent. Not really fluent, but I was able to understand and make myself understood. And so I went back to the principal. I remember seeing, I said, something's wrong here. I said, I can't stay with these kids. You know, I'm 14. He says, well, if you do well, you made me understand. He says, we'll skip you. Oh, okay. So they skipped me to grade 6 by the end of the year. So I did 4, 5, and 6. Well, I was just learning English, really. I wasn't doing any other work. So grade 7 was junior high then, right? So I ended up grade 6. So I go to grade 7, and here I'm still behind, 4 years behind. And I want to skip again, of course, because I want to get on with my age group. You know, in those days you had to earn credits in the system here. So they didn't give you credits. You had to be there to earn them. And so I couldn't skip anymore. So I ended up being 4 years behind everybody else. But because physically I was still young, or smaller than my age group, I fit right in. Everybody thought I was the same age as the kids that were in. Right? But by the time we were in grade 12, everybody appreciated me. Guess I could buy booze for them. Hey, Tony, go get us a kiss beer. Yeah, right. Anyway, so that's the story of coming to Canada.